What to expect for this week with the market outlook? Should we see a new all-time high coming in again for BTC, especially, and much more with the Ethereum side and of course altcoins? Okay, so I think a lot of people are quite bullish. You can see retail are starting to come back again, and most of them are actually into Solana or into DGen, right? So we can see the mania is already happening. Okay, most of the alts are starting to outperform against Bitcoin. But nonetheless, we have to also take note of what's really happening in a bigger scale. Okay, should we see a blow off top, or should we see a pullback or correction while this thing is happening? Okay, so anything that is bullish at the moment, okay, anything that is too overly bullish, that's why you have to be very, very cautious. Okay, especially with the altcoin that you're holding, or if you over leverage on your position. So nonetheless, we're going to see here. Okay, so you can see that I think most of us are also expecting a new all-time high. And of course, other expert analysts also mentioning that Bitcoin may hit all the way to 131,000 if the support, a critical support, were to go. Okay, so there are many key factors here that we can able to look into. Okay, so we can see public companies now also hold over 4% of Bitcoin. Okay, all those hedge funds, family offices are also holding Bitcoin. So this could also push the price of BTC as well. Okay, then institutions and of course global countries, okay, like other Middle East, are also heavily into accumulation of Bitcoin. Okay, so yeah, I think overall this is quite bullish, right? We are be hit about 122 or 23 for the all-time high, 123K. Then now we are slightly back down. Okay, so anything for a short-term pullback is most likely to buy the dip or probably to accumulate again. Okay, so if you look at the pullback, okay, this is the upper trend line. Okay, so this upper trend line needs to be maintained here. Okay, so you can see here. So this is by Ali Martinez. So he's applying this Fibonacci retracement. Okay, and then the levels to watch or the swing low would most likely will be around 98.1K, and the high will be around 123.3K. That is the retracement. Okay, and then most likely might hit all the way to 0.786 Fibonacci at a level of 117,000.4. Okay, yeah, so this is the support zone that needs to be taken, right? This is the level, somewhere around 114 to 117. Okay, this is the range or the support zone that needs to be taken. Okay, so yeah, overall, I would say this is actually quite bullish. Okay, but again, like I said, for those of you who come in at this time or at the peak, okay, that's why you have to be very, very cautious. Okay, probably there could be a pullback, slight pullback first. Okay, then probably another shake up again to shake up those weekends before we see another rally again. Or if not, maybe we'll continue again to all the way to 130 or 140 if that's possible. Okay, so yeah, you can see here another interesting feature of the chart. Upward trend line that has offered support on a steady basis trend end of June. Okay, and the price near about 116K. And then what happened? It quickly rebounded. So that is the critical support. Okay, and of course, looking at the bear trap as well. So overall, we can see there is a massive buyer around this level, 116K. Okay, so that will actually push the price back up again if there's any chance of a pullback. All right, so yeah, I think overall we can see the setup is looking quite bullish. That would lead all the way to Q4, end of Q4. Okay, but probably I think next month there could be a bidder or could be a consolidation period, rather than move all the way up. And then preparation for September onwards all the way to the new year. That's where it's going to be exciting, or probably there could be a time where most likely you might want to take profits or convert it into stables. Okay, so you cannot ride all the way up. Okay, and continue to hodl. Okay, that's what many people say, especially with your altcoin holding. Okay, so you have to be very cautious with your position. And then moving on next, okay, we're going to see here coming in for Solana. So I think Solana have hit around 204, 205 before going back down below 200. So you can see if Solana goes up like this, you know that the interest of retail have finally come back. And usually when Solana goes up, when Solana surges, okay, price spike for Solana is usually where retail goes in only for meme coins. or to degen trading. Okay, so that's what Solana is currently built for, and that is what people or retail look to Solana as a casino. Okay, the so-called looking to Solana like a casino. They go in, fast out, or fly by night. Okay, they want to make a quick buck. So these are the retails are coming in to actually push the price. And of course, more money is flowing in. Total value lot also increase, and that's where the demand to start to move out, right? So yeah, I can see the total value lot exceeding about 10B. You can see already that is happening now. More and more people are investing into Solana ecosystem alone. Okay, and all those memes are majority in Solana. Okay, so that's why you can see, okay, the price also saw. Okay, and all those ecosystem under Solana also starts to go up. Okay, you have the lending and borrowing protocol, your Camino Finance, then your Jupiter, your DEX, okay, and then you have the Pump Fund recently just launched their token, okay, that could actually push another boost again for the Solana ecosystem, right? So yeah, overall I can see this is very, very bullish. Okay, you can see now the growth starting to take place again. So you can see market cap for Solana also reached 6 months maximum, surpassing the 100B threshold, peaking above 107B. Again, so more and more people are flocking into Solana for only one purpose, which is trading meme coins or to degen. Okay. Yeah, of course, looking for other criteria as well, like NFT, gaming. Okay. All right. So these are the interests as well from the retail to actually coming into Solana to continue to build, and of course developers as well. Okay, so yeah, I think for those of you who are holding Solana till now, I think most likely you will see some probably much more growth for Sol till the end of this year. So yeah, I think all those alts that have high utility or probably layer ones will definitely perform for this cycle as well. So we have Sui, we have Solana, all those top 10 at the moment. Okay, you're going to see a lot of TBL start to increase because of retail interest start to build up again. Okay, so it happens last year as well, end of last year. Okay, where retail starts to come in, you can see all those top 10 coins starts to go up. Cardano, XRP, right? Because retail are looking for quick gains. Then of course, that's where you can see the movement is coming in right now. And then moving on next, you can see here coming in from this company, very similar to MicroStrategy. This is Sharplink. Okay, Sharplink is actually accumulating Ethereum. Okay, compared to MicroStrategy, their main aim is to only accumulate Bitcoin. Okay, to offer to their clients. So Sharplink is doing the opposite. They are accumulating Ethereum only, and they are doing very similar like MicroStrategy style of accumulation. Okay, so that's what they've been doing. They've been buying ETH on a weekly basis, and then with a total unrealized profit of 1.3, which is really, really huge. So that's why also you can see the price of Ethereum starts to go up as well, starts to appreciate. Okay, portfolio has now grown to 360,807 ETH. Okay, so they also launched their Ethereum strategy early June itself to offer to the public, not mistaken, for them to actually invest under Sharplink. So that's what they are doing. Sharplink Gaming Company. This is what they have been doing, accumulating Ethereum. Okay, all right. So company purchased about 79.9K of Ethereum at an average price of what? 3.2K. Okay, since the launch of its digital treasury strategy on 2nd June. Okay, Sharplink has also received 567 Ethereum staking rewards. So they are also staking the Ethereum to gain more rewards. Okay, so they are investing in Ethereum. They are also staking the Ethereum to actually gain another additional reward. All right. So what we can see here from the Sharplink chairman, right? We continue to strategically use our ATM facility to grow Ethereum reserve as part of our long-term growth objective. Then the asset strong position in our ability to purchase large volume at favorable prices support our goal of increasing Ethereum concentration shareholder value through disciplined execution of our treasury strategy. So this is their main goal here, right? Is to accumulate more Ethereum. Okay. All right. And then the key word here is what? Purchase large volume at favorable prices support. So you can see what they're trying to do. Probably their dollar cost average DCA, okay, or probably following MicroStrategy style of buying Bitcoin. Very, very similar. Okay, so that's why you can see we have one competitor for BTC, one competitor for Ethereum. one championing for Ethereum, one championing for BTC. So it will actually push both asset class towards the upside. So nonetheless, it's good that you can able to go both, right, rather than choosing one side. So this is the best time, especially in this bull run, right? Instead of holding one asset class, maybe you might want to have Bitcoin and Ethereum into your portfolio. Okay, if you are starting this journey, okay, if you are new and you don't know what coin to buy, okay, getting Bitcoin and Ethereum is always a good start, okay, for your crypto investment journey, all right, rather than buying all those meme coins or then trading. So that's where you get to learn, right, of buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, okay, for your portfolio. And then moving on next. Okay, so yeah, this leads us to this section. Okay, because we can see a lot of people are still unaware of crypto, or probably they are aware but do not have the knowledge or do not have the skill to able to navigate through this cryptocurrency market or investment. Okay, so we can see here, 50% of non-investors don't really understand about crypto. And then they do not have the fundamental or the skill to be able to buy. Okay, because for them, I think it's quite sophisticated. Because when they look at crypto, it's digital, right? Because I think for the elderly people or the baby boomers will prefer something that is physical, that can be able to touch. That's where they give them the confidence. But as you know, that times goes by, everything will be digitalized. Even your fiat currency also will be digitalized sooner or later, right? We have this digital dollar. Okay, we have, slowly we are going into the digital era. Okay, and then all those paper currency most likely will be obsolete very, very soon. Okay, but again, you can see here, all these are surveyed, and you can see how many people are still lagging behind. Okay, nearly 70% of 2,000 non-crypto holders surveyed said that they need more information before they would consider using digital asset. So you can see you are still, I would say, in this era is considered still early. Okay, early in the sense that you are still here to accumulate, okay, your BTC or crypto, because I think even if you tell them, also even if they know, but they don't know how to navigate, that is how early you are. And then half of those folks said they lack understanding about how crypto works, while many others expressed concern about security and fraud. Yeah, because I think a lot of people, when they hear about crypto, what the first thing that comes into their mind is it a scam, right? Because a lot of money games, they offer those fixed return on a weekly or monthly basis. Okay, and you have to invest your Bitcoin or your Ethereum or USDT, right, in order to gain the return. So that's how people look crypto as it is. And that's how they got scammed most of the time by going into all those get rich quick scheme. But end of the day, if you were to study, if you were to pay tuition fee, okay, go for courses like events like the Malaysian Blockchain Week, okay, that just happening on last Monday and Tuesday, okay, yesterday, right, and Monday, right? If you were to go to the event and educate yourself, that's where you get a clearer picture about crypto. Okay, so again, like I said, if you are new, it's best to invest in yourself. Okay, go for course, go for events, get to know what is crypto all about. Okay, I think those people can able to help you and to assist you. Then another thing here is many non-crypto holders are open to learning, even taking action. Okay, but feel held back by confusion, doubt, and lack of trust. Again, because if you are doing this alone, it is, I would say, there is no confidence at all, right? Even if you are new, right? You need someone to guide you. Okay, so who is that person that is the right person that you can be able to trust, right? So that's where the first thing that you want to do, if you don't have anyone or your friends who are into crypto, the best thing to do is to go to networking events, crypto events. And that's where you can be able to filter who you want to, get the knowledge from, or the information, because there are many experts there. Okay, so you can see here, 49% lack of understanding of crypto works, how it works. And then 43% concern about security-wise. Okay, so many concerns here. Don't know who or what is behind backing it, 41%. Lack of trust in crypto platforms, yeah, which is also another concern, right? So many scams as well on the centralized exchange. And then prefer traditional banking methods, 29%. So we can see 29% are still in the old school way. They still want the traditional banking. Why? It's because of trust and assurance. All right, they want someone who is there to assist. Unlike crypto, you are the only one. Okay, and you have to really navigate well. Okay, especially in this type of high pace industry. Okay, so yeah, I think this is the survey, very clear. Okay, we are still early. Okay, a lot of people still do not want to take action as well. People are scared. People are still sitting on the side. So this is the thing that right now is happening in the crypto market. Okay, so what's next? Moving on next. Okay, so we can see here. All right, so yeah, this is the altcoin season, right? This is the on-chain analysis coming from altcoin vector. So we can see that the Bitcoin strength is slowly fading, transitioning. Okay, money rotation is taking place from BTC to Ethereum and then to altcoins. So if you look here, BTC strength is fading. Okay, right, and then we look at altcoin impulse is surging, and then the third one is what? Capital is rotating to Ethereum, mid cap and small cap. So this is happening now. When the strength of BTC goes down, that's where we will see ALTS starts to outperform against BTC. And that's where maybe we might see an altcoin season for this year. Okay, so probably it might repeat again. It might be a delay cycle, but nonetheless, you can see slowly it's coming up. Slowly those alts are starting to outperform. Okay, so yeah, already bottom. Okay, top peak, already at the peak for the BTC strength. Now it's heading down. So should we see another downward momentum for the BTC strength? That's where alts will start to take place to rally out. Okay, so BTC doesn't need to break out. All you need to do is to range, to consolidate, and to maintain at that level. Okay, like I said, 114 to 117. That is the range there that needs to maintain. Okay, as long as you can maintain at that range, at that price level, that's where alts will have room to expand. Okay, so yeah, I think all in all, very good. So we need that for now. And then all those alts will start to pop again, right? Then next, okay, so you can see here, it's from CryptoCon. Okay, this is the cycle top phase. What is the phase now? Where are we now? Okay, very important. So we have done phase 3. This is, I think, somewhere around January, early this year, Q1. Top peak, come down again. Now rally create new all-time high. So this is the final one, which is phase 4, which is cycle top. So should we see cycle top? Okay, similar to 2015 to 2017 cycle, which is much more highly likely to repeat again on this 2015 to 2017 cycle, which is the bull mania, which is where Donald Trump's presidency during that time. Okay, so probably it could also repeat. So what we are seeing right now, we have done 1, 2, and 3. The final one will be the 4. So maybe we might see something like this on 2015, 2017 cycle. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think you just need to be prepared. This is the final leg up. After that, it will be full-blown peak, and then you'll be transitioning from bull to bear. So you have to strategize on your altcoins. If you're heavily exposed, that's where you need to de-risk. To start thinking how to de-risk your position. You know, maybe if you're 5x or 10x of your position, you might want to take out your capital, plus maybe 20 or 30% profits, and then the remaining one hold. Or if you continue all the way up and don't take profits at all, right all the way down here, then you are repeating the same mistake again from the last cycle. So you don't want to repeat the same mistake again. Hopefully you guys then start to take action, take profits. Okay, at least secure your capital first if you really want to ride the altcoins all the way up. Okay. Then another thing very important is the BTC dominance. Okay, so BTC dominance, like I said, the dominance have to go down in order for alt season to rally. Okay, so we can see already the dominance have starting to create a higher low. Okay, very similar like this. Okay, so it has already broken down below the blue channel. Last time, what happened? It went down to December 2024, which is last year, end of last year. But what happened? It was a fake up and dominance continued higher. All right, continued dominant higher. Right. So this is the time, most likely maybe the dominance might finally break out from this upper trend line. Should we see this breakdown, then most likely alts will definitely even rally even harder. And then if we look at the Ethereum against Bitcoin, bottom appearing to be in. So my guess is we are in the beginning stages of alt season. Probably yes, maybe. Now again, we have to consider Jerome Powell or the FOMC, whether or not will they reduce the interest rate by end of this month. Because until now, they are still yet to reduce the rate. And they are still into quantitative tightening, QT. So they need to transition from QT to QE. So if this month, 30th of July, which is next week, Wednesday, I think most likely they will retain the rate again. Then I think it will continue to be where it is until we wait for September. September, most likely there will be a rate cut. I think there'll be a 60% chance of a rate cut. So another delay again, most likely will be September. Okay, and that's where else will start to see some movement, a big movement. Okay, so yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Bitcoin dominance retested the underside of blue channel. Okay, and then rejected. To confirm the breakdown is not a fit out. That is the thing here. So it needs to break down the trend line, and then it needs to, confirmation again, go up slightly and then break down even more. Because we do not want to repeat something similar like this. Okay, we don't want something like this. So breakdown, confirmation, pull back short term, and then break down. Okay, so yeah, that is the dominance. Okay, and then moving on next to Airdrop. So we can see this is the now risk protocol. So who have been doing this now risk protocol? How about SPL, do you do or not? And Xiang, I think I taught you this now risk protocol. Install the extension and browser, right? Then Yang also, right? So if you've been doing this, I think they have already announced their tokenomics. Okay, maximum supply of 4B. Okay, and then airdrop and public sale will have no mistake, which is very good. So all we need to do now is to continue on your extension, let it on, if possible 24/7. Okay, turn on protection, and then accumulate those points. Okay, accumulate those points. So this is the allocation. Okay, and yeah, you can see all the distribution here. 31.5% for community, for distributors, 20%. Okay, foundation 14.27, and where's the airdrop here? We mentioned, right? Airdrop here 100% unlocked, which is good for you guys. Okay, you don't want to have vesting during this time because I think they're also safeguarding themselves. So if it's vesting, then it's going to be a challenge, right? Yeah, so continue to on the extension, okay, until it is official for the TG. Okay, so that is now risk protocol. Okay, very simple, very passive. You just need to download the extension, and then you get a wallet. You can just continue to do whatever task that you're doing, okay, while your browser is on. Right, this is the extension group. Okay, and then next, moving on. Okay, so 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀 finally also airdrop. So you might want to check your airdrop here. Like SP, I think you're doing this as well, so maybe you can check. Okay, so I think I got about less than 20 for doing linear and other projects as well. Some of them have to mint NFT, some of them have to pay to get your KYC done, or your humanity, or what do you call? Proof of humanity, POH. Okay, so yeah, probably you got something from there. So you might want to check. Okay, right? So current price on Binance Alpha is 10 cents. Okay, so not much, but this is just some small tips. Okay, just for coffee or tea to compensate back to you. Okay, for 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀, right? And then moving on next. Okay, coming in from 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀. So you can start claiming if you have done this airdrop. So this guy spent about $150, then only get paid 60, right? So yeah, definitely not worth it. Yeah, so this is the risk about airdrop, right? If you are doing the mainnet tasks, you are also spending your money, plus your time and your effort. So this is the risk that you're taking if you're doing the mainnet tasks. Okay, so 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀 is the one. And of course, next we're going to see here coming in from Sonic Labs. So I think Sonic Labs, I think I've stopped until the arcade, right? Arcade for Sonic. Then I told you guys also not to do. So I'm not sure how many people are listening. Okay, because they have already announced upfront itself. They're going to snapshot on June. Okay, they're going to calculate your points on June. And then they're going to do vesting as well. 75-25. Upfront, they tell you. Okay, so you already know that it's going to be a disappointment. So that's why I stopped doing. And then it came to pass, and then it actually happened. Okay, I think majority of us also didn't get the airdrop from Sonic. So Sonic is actually formerly from Phantom. Okay, the Phantom Foundation. Then now they have already airdrop. So if you've been doing this airdrop, you might want to claim airdrop.painswap.io. Okay, claim your airdrop here if you've been doing this. So again, not eligible. A lot of people are not eligible. Some of them are getting but can't even cover the cost of their investment by staking. Okay, all testers not eligible. So many people are not eligible. I think about 80 or 90% not eligible. Very similar to Humanity Protocol and Chainbase. Okay, very, very similar. Okay, the way they treat the community. So this is the risk that you are taking if you're doing airdrop. And then moving on next. Okay, so we have this new airdrop that you can do. Okay, Cysic. Okay, so this is 18 million funding by VC. So what is Cysic all about? You can able to read here, and you can able to study them. The first full stack compute network. So what this company does is that it turns GPU, ASIC, and compute into liquid yield-bearing asset. Okay, so that's what their core utility is for Cysic. Okay, and currently right now it's only testnet, so you can do 18 million funding. I would say worthwhile. Okay, unless they decided to screw up the community like Humanity Protocol, then it's beyond our control. Okay, so for you guys, you can the first thing that you can do is to sign in. Okay, and then you want to claim faucet. So your main goal here is to claim faucet up to 0.5. Okay, and then you can able to go for not approval or verifier, not snippet. Okay, and then you can able to apply. Okay, so your main goal here is to collect faucet for 5 days, because 1 day they only give you about 0.1. Okay, so you need at least minimum 5 days in order to speed up. Okay, then you need to convert your CYS to CGT, and then you need to stake. Right, so that is the criteria right now. So before you can join, I think you need to have the code here. So we see here. Okay, so you can go to apply this code here. Still, yeah, probably you can try to do. Okay, so you just collect the faucet for 5 days, 0.1, and then you can start doing the task or not. Okay, so this is the airdrop task, new airdrop just launched. Okay, 18 million funding. Okay, so this is the dashboard. Okay, so I think you need to fill up your social as well, your Twitter, Discord, Telegram, whichever. Right, then moving on next to coin market cap. So you can see what's happening now with the market cap, 3.86 trillion. BTC is at 118K. Ethereum 3.6. Okay, Ripple is 3.3. Huge move for Ripple. Any gainers for today? Okay, so yeah, you can see a lot of gainers. Palm.fund 5.92. Budgie Penguins, look at that, 28%. So all those memes are starting to rally. Look at curve down as well, massive. Okay, moving on to the dominance. So if any questions, feel free to put in the chat box. I'll answer it shortly. So we can see on the dominance. So what's happening now for dominance? Price stop creating a higher low. Okay, then we're going to see this level. Next is 58.37. If there's any chance of pullback there. Then look at the weekly time frame. You can see already price closed below the lower BD, which is a momentum sell. So you know that the trend is already downtrend. So probably most likely it will create another pullback. And this pullback maybe will lead us all the way back here again. 63.15. Maybe we see a rejection and hit down. So that could be that scenario. Daily also you can see momentum sell pullback for the reentry sell. So yeah, short-term pullback And then also this level, you need to see. Okay, 62.16 will be the next resistance zone for the dominance. You can see already it's bottoming. It's trying to break towards the upside. Look at it against Bitcoin. So monthly now you can see it's starting to reverse back up. The next level will be the middle band here, 0.03937. Look at weekly now. Okay, so we can see weekly already have closed past that top. Very nice. The confirmation is there on the weekly. Okay, so we are still, the last time we closed top weekly is when? Here, 19th February, early this year, right? And then finally we get a close above the top. So there could be something, okay, to look for. Then we need to maintain consolidation, and then we continue to break higher again. This level, 0.00337 for it against Bitcoin. So far, it against Bitcoin very well. Okay, that's why you can see all the alts are starting to pop. Now moving on to BTC. What's happening now with BTC? Okay, your support 102.3. Looking onto the weekly time frame, you can see also. So your support zone 109K. So far now we can see last week closing as a reversal candle. So you have to be very, very careful here. It might come back down. Look at daily now. Okay, extreme sell, consolidation. So price is just consolidating. And this is your middle band here to 115.4. H4, sideways again. Again, still trending sideways. So as long as it goes sideways, it doesn't break any critical support point. 116.7 and then 115.4. These are the levels that needs to be. If not, you might see 109. Or probably this level here of 111. Right, then moving on next, ETH. Or breaking down. So you have already reached at this critical resistance zone. Right, at the critical resistance. So definitely it will have a rejection here. Look at weekly. Momentum pullback, short-term pullback now. On the weekly time frame. Look at daily. Okay, all the way up, creating a higher low. So you might want to see maybe this middle band, your spot 3127. Look at H4, start to break below the lower DB. So most likely it might break lower. Then your next support will be here, 3549. Then this level here, 3386 for ETH. Okay, so that is ETH for you. Then what else? Here's Solana. Went up to about how much here? 206. Okay, so Solana, what's happening now? This will be the next one here, 172. Then your support zone will be here, 2124. Look at weekly time frame. Very nice W pattern that is forming now. Very nice setup. So this week, it needs to break past the top EB. Or you can able to close above here, 202 for this week. Most likely will be very bullish. Daily, momentum pullback. Okay, so you can see the pullback is happening now. Your next stop will be here at 184. And then leads you to the middle band here on 168. Okay, so you can see all those old coins. Let's look at XRP. Who is still holding XRP here? Where are the XRP army? So all-time high, 3.65. 3.66 went up. All-time high. This was your last resistance. Now turn to support at 302. Look at the weekly time frame. Look at the weekly now. You can see already. Price break. A very nice W pattern. You can see a double bottom break. Now it will come down. Probably it will come back to retest at 3.02. Any chance? And then slightly below $3 would be a huge steal at 2.73 for Ripple. Okay, so you can see already a pullback is coming. I think this pullback is a gift, or probably who missed the boat might want to consider, or probably taking some entries if you feel that they are left out, or feeling left out of exposure for the alts that you want to hold, right? So yeah, you want to go in based on the dips on the re-entry rather than buying it at the top. Okay, so what else? Then we have CRV. CRV is curved out. Also last two cycle point, DeFi. So it went down also bottom at 25 cents. Break, confirmation, consolidation, and then suddenly bottom up here at 50 cents. Now it's at 5. So looking set to break higher. See, this will be the next resistance here, 1.2. All overall looking very good. So you want to see this level here, any chance at 78 cents to buy the pullback. Momentum on daily, consolidation. So we're going to see this consolidation can play out. If not, we might see a breakdown. Then we're testing back here at 82 cents for CRB. All right. So overall, all these old coins are starting to pop. Look at ADA for the last one. Cardano. So where's Cardano now? Bottom, 56 cents. Rejected at the sell zone here, 56. Might want to test back at the resistance at 1.08. So it needs to break above 108. Okay, before we see another rally. Okay, quickly, very nice. Very similar W pattern also, double bottom. Close above the top B, very nice. So I think this week we will have a confirmation or a pullback. We will test again one more round. Okay, we will test all these levels. We need to maintain, and then we see another rally probably. Okay, other momentum pullback. All these pullback is a gift. So you might want to pay attention all those pullbacks. Okay, list down your target entries that you want to buy. Okay, so it could be very crucial during this run up.